Good evening. I would like to welcome you all to what I believe could be one of the most historic meetings in the history of the Alleghany Highlands. Without the contributions of everyone on both of these boards and your commitment to our community, our children and our future, we would not be here. I would like to recognize Mr. Franson from the school board and Chairman Garton and Mr. Griffith from the Board of Supervisors for their tireless efforts on the Joint Schools Committee. It took over 50 meetings to come up with a plan we thought was equitable and fair, and one that officials from both the county and the city agree is best for the youth of our area, as well as the sustainability of our two governments. Many said it couldn't be done. Our committee was willing to give it a chance. You were willing to give it a chance. Our committee members knew that there would be naysayers that would make personal attacks, create false narratives, and make this process mentally and physically challenging, but they were willing to stick their necks out there and turn the other cheek for the benefits of our community. This committee has done their homework and has based their findings on facts and not emotion. I am proud to be a part of it. The youth are our future, and whether they go to our schools or the city schools, they are an integral part of this community. We are all on the same team. We work together, we pray together, and we play together. Our successes are their successes, and their successes are our successes. There's a new culture brewing in the Highlands that is based on inclusivity and working together for the betterment of our community as a whole. The recent partnerships between the city and the county with economic development, revenue sharing, and cooperation on so many recent projects is something we should certainly be proud of as a community. The city manager and county administrator have kept an eye out for their localities, but they have kept regional success at the forefront of all their contributions. I commend them. I commend all of the people that work in our systems that have so willingly helped out with such a delicate and sensitive matter. I had a central office employee tell me yesterday that they would vote for consolidation even if it meant they would lose their job just because they thought it was the best for the future of our area. No one has only been worried about themselves, and that has been refreshing. But let me make myself very clear when I say this committee has been committed since day one to only losing positions through attrition, period. Our committee was committed to coming up with a plan for a merged system that is diplomatic, well thought out, and centered around what is best for the future of our community, the students. It is the belief of the committee that a unified school system in the Alleghany Highlands will solidify our future, increase the quality of life, and most importantly, offer the future generations the best opportunities as they pursue additional educational opportunities or choose to enter the workforce with skills they've gained through our programs. At various times throughout this process, members of the committee have traveled to Richmond to meet with leaders at the state level, to include Delegate Austin and Senator Deeds, Superintendent of Public Instruction Dr. James Lane, and Secretary of Education Atif Carney. All have expressed interest in our efforts and have offered their support should our proposal be accepted and approved at the local level. Tonight is one half of that. The foundation of the committee's work is contained in the feasibility study authored by James Regiball and Dr. Richard Salmon, two of the most respected names in the Commonwealth in state, local, and school finance. Their work was a major catalyst for our committee. Following that report's release last December, our committee broke into 5 subcommittees: governance, curriculum, facilities, finance, and transportation. Those committees were comprised of committee members, local experts, and educational professionals from both the city and county governments and school divisions, as well as Dr. Noni from DSLCC. Virginia Codes 22.1-25 states specific requirements required throughout this process, but it's up to the localities to fill in the finer details that actually make the proposal whole. The document we produce covers not only the state requirements, but also what the committee believes is an equitable plan for both the city and county to provide better educational opportunities for our youth while making more efficient use of both state and local funds. Let it be known that we did not set out to create the leanest school system. We set out to create the most sensible plan that would best utilize local resources and give our students the most opportunity to succeed. The following are some of the highlights of the findings of our subcommittee. Finance Subcommittee. recommends a per pupil funding formula basis for both yearly budget process as well as shared capital expenses, meaning the residence of a student will determine the amount of money each locality will have to contribute. Existing debt service transferred to localities for retirement. An early retirement incentive program, often referred to as EREP, should be offered to right-sized division staff over time through attrition. A 3 to 5 year budget agreement based on averages so as not to have a major swing from year to year. The Governance Subcommittee recommends a 4 to 3 board makeup with initial appointments giving way to elected seats via referendum. A 2/3 majority of the entire body is recommended for superintendent hiring and termination and building closure or construction. Our timeline calls for a July 1st, 2022 beginning of the new division and a 2023-2024 joining of the student bodies. Facilities Subcommittee recommends a high school, middle school configuration with K through 5 elementary schools, 6 through 8 middle, 9 through 12 high school. Current AHS would serve as the high school and current CHS would serve as the middle school. The findings of the subcommittee were based on AHS's capacity, location, and reference to Jackson River Technical Center and Dabney S. Lancaster Community College. All current elementary schools will remain open. Football and baseball will be played at Casey Field, and softball teams could use the Jackson River Sports Complex. The Transportation Subcommittee. The Transportation Subcommittee is using the Transportation Logistics Company to compile addresses, bus stops, and routes throughout the region. Curriculum Subcommittee. This was by far the most exciting part of the process for me, and I look forward to this subcommittee continuing its work if our local bodies approve this resolution. If you get a bunch of educators together to dream up ideas and possibilities with all of their kids on the same master schedule, be prepared to make your head spin. Although this committee only met a handful of times, this is where the most amount of work will take place shall this pass our local bodies. This is what it is all about, things that affect kids. This is the fun part. The subcommittee explored many different curriculum concepts, traditional, project-based, magnet school, and a greater integration with Dabney S. Lancaster. And career and technical education as well, as the arts and humanities have lots of possibilities for expansion in a consolidated system. I'm very excited about some of the expanded opportunities with DSLCC the new system could create. Once again, I would like to commend everyone who has worked so hard on this project and to all of you that have made tonight's meeting possible. We are lucky to live in such a beautiful area with so many wonderful people.